Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. If you are watching this video right now, chances are you share a common dream. You want to speak English well. You want to communicate clearly, confidently, and maybe even achieve that magical thing we call fluency. I know exactly how you feel. I've been there. I know the frustration of having the right idea in your head, but not knowing the right words to say it. I know what it's like to feel shy, to worry about making mistakes, or to feel like you are not making any progress. But here's the good news. Fluency is absolutely within your reach. It's not about being perfect. It's about having a plan and changing your mindset. In today's video, I'm going to share some simple secrets and practical strategies that changed my life and helped hundreds of my students finally achieve real English fluency. We'll talk about how to practice effectively every day, and most importantly, how to stop being afraid of mistakes. So grab a cup of coffee, relax, and let's start this journey together. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear roadmap to becoming a more confident English speaker. Let's dive in. The journey begins fluency in English. It sounds like a magic power, doesn't it? Something many people desperately want. I remember when I was a young student, much like many of you watching right now. I wanted to speak English beautifully, effortlessly. I wanted to be fluent, but I was held back by shyness and a constant fear of making mistakes. The turning point for me came one afternoon. A wise teacher looked me in the eye and said something simple yet profound. You can be fluent if you practice every day. That single sentence didn't just change my approach to English. It changed my life. When you truly want something significant, you must understand that you have to work for it. Fluency does not arrive in one day. It is not an overnight miracle. It is a process, very much like planting a tree. You put the seed in the ground. You water it patiently. You ensure it gets sunshine every single day. You care for it diligently. And then, one day, you look up and the tree has grown big and strong. The same principle applies to achieving English fluency. Overcoming common hurdles, I've taught hundreds of students, and the same problems appear again and again. One day, a student came to me, her face etched with sadness. She sighed, "Teacher, I want to speak English, but I always forget the words right when I need them." I just smiled and gently reassured her, "Do not worry. Fluency is not about remembering every single word perfectly. It's about consistent effort and practice." She looked at me with a flicker of hope in her eyes. But how can I practice effectively? The truth I shared with her is that practice is everywhere. You are surrounded by opportunities. You can practice by engaging in simple conversations with friends, by actively listening to stories, by singing along to your favorite songs. You can weave practice into every spare moment of your day. Another common question I get is, "Teacher, is fluency only about speaking fast?" My answer is always a firm no. Fluency is first and foremost about speaking clearly. It is about making sure others understand you. You never have to speak quickly. You have to speak with confidence. The pace is secondary to clarity. The 3 pillars of fluency. Fluency is like a journey, a marathon, not a sprint. You take one deliberate step at a time. You do not rush the scenery, you enjoy the process of moving forward. One day, you will look back and be amazed by how far you have come. There are 3 essential pillars to this journey. Pillar 1, the power of listening. There is a simple secret to gaining fluency, and it begins not with speaking, but with your ears. The secret is to listen. Listen constantly. Listen to others speak English. Listen to engaging stories. Listen to podcasts. Listen to conversations. The more input you receive, the more language patterns you absorb. I once knew a girl who loved music. She would listen to English songs every single day and soon started singing along. Her fluency improved dramatically just because she was listening and repeating naturally. Pillar 2. Embracing mistakes, the best teachers. Another critical pillar is managing your fear. Do not be afraid of mistakes. Mistakes are actually our best teachers. I remember a student who was paralyzed by the fear of making errors, refusing to speak in class because she thought others would laugh. I told her, "Do not worry about mistakes. Every single mistake is a stepping stone, a lesson learned." When she finally decided to speak, she made many errors, but she didn't stop. That resolve was the moment she truly started to become fluent. Pillar 3. Thinking in English fluency is also about shifting your mindset, literally starting to think in English. When you remove the translation step, you start to speak more naturally and spontaneously. I once had a student who always translated everything word for word from his native language. This made him slow and often confused. I challenged him. Try to think in English, even when you are alone in your room. Describe your day to yourself in English. He committed to this mental exercise, and slowly, his path to fluency became much smoother. Practical daily strategies. To fill up your 15 minutes of practice daily, try these diverse activities. Reading widely. Reading is another powerful way to gain fluency. When you read, you absorb sentence structures and learn new vocabulary in context. When I was learning, I would read simple books. Every time I found a new word, I would write it down. And crucially, I would try to use it in a sentence later that day. This active recall helps solidify new words. Self-practice, recording yourself. Sometimes you need to be your own teacher. Record yourself speaking. Then listen back objectively. See where you can improve your pronunciation or flow. This simple practice made one of my students incredibly self-aware of her speech, leading to rapid improvement. Partner practice. Practicing with a friend is excellent. Find a fluency buddy. You can make a pact to speak only in English when you are together. This creates a safe, real-life environment to experiment and help each other learn. Goal setting and curiosity. It is also essential to have a clear goal. Ask yourself, why do I want to be fluent in English? A clear objective, maybe you want to travel or get a better job, provides the motivation needed for those tougher days. Be curious too. When you hear a new word, don't ignore it. Find out what it means and try to use it immediately. Conclusion and encouragement. Finally, I tell all my students this: you must enjoy the process. Fluency won't happen overnight, but if you enjoy the journey, it becomes infinitely easier. Fluency is about repetition, about practice, about persistence. It is about understanding that it is okay not to know everything. If you don't know a specific word, don't stop the conversation. Describe it in another way. Keep the flow going. So, how long will it take to become fluent? It depends entirely on how much you practice and how much effort you put in. But the most important thing is not the destination. It is simply to keep going. Keep listening, keep practicing, and keep subscribing to our channel for more stories. You can do this.